Hello, and welcome back to the final part 3 of top 15 creepiest Pokemon based off from the Pokedex entries. This is our final day, and it is the day before Halloween. So I've saved some pretty creepy Pokemon for you. Hey, before we jump into my picks, if you missed the event for the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Kyogre or Groudon event, or the Shiny Poipole, or you haven't gotten a chance to go grab a Zeraora download card, I have tons of them. Long story short, the pre-order for the special edition Let's Go Pikachu Switch had closed, but I could still order one to go to my house, and an employee messed up and gave me express shipping, which wouldn't give it to me on the day the game was released. And so when I went back in to fix it, the guy working there felt really bad for me and gave me all of these knowing that I have a YouTube channel. So if you want one of these, go ahead and comment below and hit that subscribe button, and I will be giving out, I think I've got close to about 100 of each one. So thank you for your support, and I will hook you up. So if you haven't been able to get to a GameStop for whatever reason and you need one of these, let me know. And also, I'm not going to tell you who gave them to me and at what location, because when I was talking about that with another GameStop employee at another GameStop location, they were saying that that was really bad and they're going to tell corporate. And I get where he's coming from, but dude, don't take your job so seriously. It's just a video game, and we're all here for each other. So that being said, let's jump right into the video. Number 5. Gengar. Red and blue. Under a full moon, this Pokemon likes to mimic the shadows of people and laugh at their fright. Yellow. A Gengar is close by if you feel a sudden chill. It may be trying to lay a curse on you. Gold. It steals heat from its surroundings. If you feel a sudden chill, it is certain that a Gengar appeared. Silver. To steal the life of its target, it slips into its prey's shadow and silently waits for an opportunity. Moon. It apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans. But none of those compare to Sun. Should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping it. Give up. So considering that this is Halloween, and the first ever Halloween mascot Pokemon was Gengar, I decided for the first one on this list to be the most obvious choice. As we continue down the list, it becomes a little less obvious what I would choose. And 2 Pokemon on this list are a little surprising. But what makes Gengar truly scary is not the fact that it pretends to be your shadow and it tries to steal your soul. It's that it doesn't matter who. Because when he Mega Evolves, we get this entry. Ultra Sun. It tries to take the lives of anyone and everyone. It will even try to curse the trainer who is its master. So next on this list is a little bit of an obvious choice. I know that there are probably blogs with this Pokemon's Pokedex entry kind of circulating rumors and pumping quite a bit out into the media, and there are only 3 Pokedex entries that I'm going to read today because the first couple kind of keep it in momentum. The ones that they've created since are just kind of repetitive in nature. Number 4. Dusknoir. Diamond and Pearl. The antenna on its head captures radio waves from the world of spirits that command it to take people there. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This feared Pokemon is said to travel to worlds unknown. Some even believe that it takes lost spirits along with it. Platinum. It is said to take lost spirits into its pliant body and guide them home. So the reason why I chose Dusknoir is because its body is like a radio beacon. And I just wanted to break down some of these Pokedex entries for you so that way you understand how truly creepy this Pokemon actually is. So the one from Diamond and Pearl explains that it captures radio waves, and the radio waves from this other world command it to take people to this other world. Meaning he is literally the Grim Reaper Pokemon. And these spirits from the other side determine who he should take. The next entry from Heart Gold Soul Silver basically explains that this Pokemon can travel between the worlds, like the spirit realm or the distortion world that Giratina lives in, or all sorts of places. And it takes lost spirits along with it, which kind of continues the theory that these spirits are communicating through it, like radio waves telling it who to take. Then of course the final entry is from Platinum, and it says that it takes lost spirits into its pliant body to guide them home, which means it doesn't really matter what shape or size you are, you're going inside his body, because a pliant body means that it is a body that is manipulatable. It can fit anything in it. It can change size based on its needs. So yeah, if a Dusknoir is out for you, you're screwed. Number 3. Frostlass, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. Legends in snowy regions say that a woman who was lost on an icy mountain was reborn as Frostlass. So I chose Frostlass because this Pokemon starts off kind of innocent, especially being a secondary evolution, and then as the games progress, the Pokedex entries get creepier and creepier. So Heart Gold and Soul Silver were just the tip of the icicle? Ha! See what I did there? So we're gonna look at suns first. Sun. When it finds humans or Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations. Ultra Sun. It freezes hikers who have come to climb snowy mountains and carries them back to its home. It only goes after men it thinks are handsome. So basically what that's saying is that the theory that a woman had become a Frostlass is accurate, and that they're still attracted to men who happen to be their life source. And if you're a Pokemon or a person that she likes, she will take you back to her den and you will be decorations. And if you thought those were bad, it seems like Moon and Ultra Moon got the worst of the Pokedex entries. Moon. The soul of a woman lost on a snowy mountain possessed an icicle, becoming this Pokemon. The food it most relishes is the souls of men. And then of course they have to play off from all of this by adding in Ultra Moon, Ultra Moon. It's said that on nights of terrible blizzards, it comes down to human settlements. If you hear it knocking at your door, do not open it. So you're not just safe if you wander the mountains. She'll come down to the village that you live in and try to come into your home. So next up on the list is a Pokemon that is completely unexpected. And I actually almost didn't add this Pokemon to the list because when I was doing research and going through all of the Pokedex entries, someone had said, well, you should check out this Pokemon. And when I looked up it was a blog with top 10 scary Pokedex entries. They only included one, so when I read it, I was like, okay, that's not that bad. But then when I started to actually do research and read all of the Pokedex entries, it got creepier and creepier to me, especially because they reference this Pokemon in the anime, and they don't try to downplay its creepiness. Number 2. Beware. Sun. This immensely dangerous Pokemon possesses overwhelming physical strength. Its habitat is generally off limits. Ultra Sun. It waves its hands wildly in intimidation and warning. Life is over for anyone who doesn't run away as fast as possible. Ultra Moon. It boasts tremendous physical strength. Many people call it the most dangerous Pokemon in the Alola region. If you thought that those 3 entries were bad, once again, Moon has a very creepy entry to end all 3 of those. Moon. This Pokemon has the habit of hugging its companions. Many trainers have left this world after their spines were squashed by its hug. So I chose this Pokemon because, as you can see here, he's all cute and cuddly and innocent, but he's hiding a secret. And that is, it can't control its hugging. It wants to hug you. Even as the trainer, you should watch out. And what's even creepiest about all of this is it is referenced in the anime, right here. Cute little snuggly photo of them being scared. No, they are petrified to death. Why? Because this Pokemon is about to squash the life out of them. It's horrible. Like, whoever came up with this idea that this giant teddy bear, or this, like, thing wearing a teddy bear suit, because as you know, its name is Beware, is just going around squashing people, it's just awful. It's petrifying, especially because it looks so cute. I was gonna shiny hunt for this thing because I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know, it's yellow instead of pink, and, you know, I'm not even going to attempt it now. It's awful. This thing is so creepy. But then again, its name is Beware for a reason. So beware. So before I get into my final pick, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Hit the like button if you think I'm doing a fantastic job. And go ahead and leave a comment saying what's up. Number 1. Mimikyu. Sun. Its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from the shock. Ultra Sun. Although it's a quiet, lonely Pokemon, if you try to look at what's under its rag, it will become agitated and resist violently. Those 2 don't sound that bad, right? But then again, in Moon and Ultra Moon, Moon. A lonely Pokemon. It conceals its terrifying appearance beneath an old rag so it can get closer to people and other Pokemon. Ultra Moon. A gust of wind revealed what hides under this Pokemon's rag to a passing trainer, who went home and died painfully that very night. So that's pretty creepy. So we've got this Pokemon here who is wearing a disguise. It is said in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games that it is wearing this disguise because Pikachu is a very popular Pokemon and has merchandise made after it in the Pokemon realm as well as our realm, and is wearing this disguise so it can get closer to people. That kind of makes you feel a little bad for it until you realize that when its disguise gets broken and its neck breaks, it becomes even more vicious with these Pokedex entries. Moon. If its neck is broken or its rag torn during an attack, it works through the night to patch it. Ultra Sun. It stands in front of a mirror trying to fix its broken neck as if its life depended on it. It has a hard time getting it right, so it's crying inside. Ultra Moon. Sad that its true identity may be exposed, Mimikyu will mercilessly seek revenge on any opponent that breaks its neck. So we have a Pokemon that is hiding beneath a Pikachu costume, and no one knows what it looks like because if you see what it looks like, you die a painful death, even if you see it by accident. That poor trainer wasn't even asking to see what was beneath his mask. It just happened, and he still died. And it begs the question, is it Mimikyu that's doing it? Or is it like you see this Pokemon and it just kills you? Or is it both? And I have evidence right here. So in this gameplay screenshot, you can see that after you do the Mimikyu trial in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you talk to the person who runs the ghost trials, right? And she then gets really freaked out for no reason when you tell her about the storage space that you walked into later to get the Mimikyu Z. And as she's walking away from this cutscene, if you look right behind your trainer where that gate is, you'll see there's a Mimikyu there in almost like an intimidation tactic to the poor girl, and ends up walking behind the building as she walks away because she's like, "Ha, I did my job. You're not going to be able to say anything to this trainer to scare him away. I want to be with them and I want to snuggle forever." So that's pretty freaking creepy. Also, I have to share this really quick fan art. I thought it was adorable. It throws us all back to My Neighbor Totoro, and it just shows the top 2 on this list by chance. I don't know how I ran into this. I had already determined the top 5 for this list, by the way, and then when I was looking up creepy fan art of Beware, I found this and was like, oh my god, it's too perfect, and it's like one of my favorite childhood cartoons. I love Studio Ghibli, and this is, yeah, too perfect. Another really creepy thing about Mimikyu is this is a screenshot from the anime. That's probably the closest we're going to get to be able to see what is beneath the costume. And then I showed this earlier, but this is one of my favorite pieces of artwork that I found actually the day that I was shooting this video. And the reason why I like this is because it's almost Lovecraftian. The creature is almost like in a creepy, like aquatic humanoid type thing, which I thought was super cool if they ever did like a version of Mimikyu like this, like an evolution. I'd totally be okay with that. Although right now, as it stands, I don't really condone an evolution for Mimikyu. I think he's perfect the way he is. And then of course this last shot that I'm going to show you guys is from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it's because Mimikyu is going to be a summonable in a Pokeball. And this is basically him snuggling Dr. Mario forever, taking his life force, killing him. Yeah, just it's freaky. This Pokemon is what is so it's funny because you almost feel bad for it because it's this creature that's just sad and is looking for companionship and is hoping that, you know, and it's totally ruined by the fact that this Pokemon has the ability to be a good Pokemon, and it ruins it because it is so self-conscious and because it knows that it's this like creepy, hideous thing, and so it goes out of its way to hide itself so bad, and that's what makes it so dang creepy, and it actually makes it one of my favorite Pokemon. So as you can see behind me, I ordered a shiny plush of Mimikyu from the Pokemon Center, and yeah, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite Pokemon. I think that these are a complete waste of money, but I saw one of Mimikyu and was like, I have to have one. He came with a Premier Ball. Like, you can't beat that. And then of course, to top it off, I recently got back into sewing. I used to sew when I was much younger, and I used to make plushies of cats because I had always wanted a cat and I never could have one because like half my family's allergic. I'm even allergic to cats. And when I got back into it, I ended up sewing together my own shiny plushie Mimikyu out of a sock, and he has a tail and everything, and yeah, it took me like 5 hours or 4.5 hours or something. So I'm not playing, and his head even bobbles too. Like you can break his disguise. I thought I could add that kind of little nod to the actual games. But anyway, so yeah, those are my picks. What do you guys think? Were there any Pokemon that I missed in this top 15? Any other Pokemon that you wish I could have gotten into? There definitely are quite a bit of scary Pokedex entries that I left out of this list, but mostly because I had seen other YouTubers do videos where they describe how those are creepy, and I used to live in a desert, so like the whole Cacturn thing was definitely something that I considered putting on this list. Gorbis is kind of creepy, you might want to check that out. Giratina's story is kind of creepy because he's basically like Pokemon Satan. And Yveltal has like a creepy story because if he dies, the world dies. But these weren't things that I could really delve into and make it creepy because they're entries that just kind of add a twist to what is seemingly a harmless Pokemon, whereas in all these other Pokemon that I chose started off kind of innocent, but as the series progresses, you start to realize that these vague Pokedex entries from the earlier games become so much more in the newer games because there were other details or elements added to what was said previously. And for some reason, to me, that is scarier than just kind of like a little creepy tweak to an innocent Pokemon. And so that's where I really developed this list. Do you agree with my list? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching my video, and happy Halloween!